Hi, welcome to Golden Years. I'm Lori Betts, and my show has really gone to the dogs. So come on back, and I'll tell you why I said that. Welcome back to Golden Years. And this month we are behind GTB Medical, and I have some special four-legged guests with us. We have Tigger and we have Abby. And we have Dave and his wife Pam Peters, and they're going to share us their story of the dogs. And in between we have Denise Vaca, and she adopted little Abby. So I want to know how this all began. So Pam, do you want to share us?
Sure, I'd love to. We belong to a rescue group, and we work out of both Medina and Cuyahoga County, and we're a very small group called Tracking Lucky Dogs. And both of these dogs came into our rescue group under sad circumstances. Tigger came from a farm in Medina County, and the owners were put in a nursing home. And he was purchased for the grandchildren, so he loves families. And there was no one to take him or take care of him, so he was going to be put down. And luckily, we were notified, and we got him within 12 hours of being notified. Tigger is 7 years old. He is a Brindle Mastiff mix.
Beautiful.
He's wonderful. He would make a great family dog. He is. He did have heartworm, which we found when we took him to be neutered. He's gone through the treatment, the spring treatment. He's doing really well. Our vet is very happy. He is fully vetted and looking for a new home. And Abby is one of our great success stories. We were notified through a network of rescue groups in Akron that the owner had gone into hospice and left behind 2 dogs and a cat in her home in Akron. And the family tried to maintain the dogs in the home until they could find someone to adopt them. And after about 6-8 weeks, they knew that they were running out of time. And luckily, a good friend of ours, Sue Bush from Akron, heard about it. We were able to take Abby and her dog sister, Mindy. And Abby came to us back in November, and I'm going to let Dave take it from there. He's the one who connected with Denise. So Dave?
Okay, well, Denise and I belong to a group called the Medina County Senior Services Network, and at our monthly meetings we all have an opportunity to stand up and in about a minute describe what we do. As an alternative to that, we can throw money in a hat, and if we have a special announcement we can make that. And so I took the opportunity to throw $1 in the hat and talked about Abby, our wonderful dog that needed a home. And unbeknownst to me, Denise had, with I guess about 9 months or a year before, had her loving pet put down and was ready to adopt. And I'll never forget, I saw she's sitting there and her arms went out and she went, "Oh my God, this is perfect!" And I'll let Denise take it from there.
Really, and everybody around me that knows me and knows how I love pets said, you know, Denise, this is time. This is divine intervention. And then when I heard the story about her mom being on hospice, and I work for a hospice, it was just, I felt divine intervention. And it's been wonderful ever since. So hooked up with Dave. He learned more about me and checked me out to make sure I was a proper mother and that I had the proper environment and the proper means to take care of Abby. And then we got together around, I think it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
And Abby came over and she just blended beautifully, like she lived there all her life. It was really amazing, and it's been wonderful ever since. Best buddies.
So Pam, when did you and Dave decide you wanted to do the foster route?
Well, Dave and I have been married 32 years, and I had a shop in Copley many years ago, and I always had a shop cat or two. And then it branched out to kittens, and could you take this cat? Could you take that cat? And I think Dave got kind of dragged into it, but he's got a big heart too. And so we've been doing this for 30 years.
Wow, awesome. How many animals do you have in your home?
Well, we live on 7 acres, and I have allergies to dogs, so we have 6 poodles. We've got the big poodles down to the little miniature poodles. We work with the Coshocton County Pound, so 2 of our miniature poodles, Megan and Teddy, came. Chris called me from the pound and said that their owner had died and the family had brought them to the pound. They were 9 and 10 years old. And Chris said, they're confused, they're depressed, please come get them, which we did. And little 13 Megan keeps our 65-pound standard poodles and our 100-pound air doodle, who I got from the Carroll County Pound the day they were going to put him down. And she keeps them all in line. So she rules our roost. And of course we have Tigger as one of our fosters. And we do have, I think the other day we counted, we have about 10 cats
Yeah,
too.
we have around 10 cats.
Ready to be adopted, or
No, these
no, those are yours.
They're pretty much ours.
We deal a lot with senior cats, people who have to go into nursing homes. We work a lot through our vet, and there's no place for the 12-year-old cat, so we take them in and keep them for the rest of their lives.
So do you and Dave ever have a vacation?
Well, no, not together.
That's kind of tough.
Dave's
Yeah.
from Minnesota, so this summer, there was a family wedding, so he went back. So I took care of the herd, and so we kind of trade off. I travel with my business a little bit, so Dave stays home with the group, but we wouldn't have it any other way. We love it.
So
And-
I'm sure through the years you had to meet interesting people.
It's
Yeah.
people and animals. One time we were taking care of a cat, and cats are wonderful. I love cats, but this one was found in South Philly. His name was Hitch. He hitched a ride with a friend of ours in his truck, and this cat didn't like me or anybody. So
No, he
was different.
He
but
was totally antisocial.
we took care of him until his parents could take him back. But we kind of stick to dogs and cats. But I was involved in a rescue with a parrot last year. So, and there's a beautiful group out in Manaway. SeaWorld gave them all their outdoor cages. So I jokingly tell people, if I have to come back as an animal, I want to be a parrot and live there. But in rescue, it's a wonderful community. People with big hearts, and people who will just, we make it work. You know, and if we find a dog or a cat that's in imminent danger, we go into action.
What happened to Abby? She's got a scar on her side.
Oh, that was at our home. Our next door neighbors. Abby's very social, and she went next door, and unfortunately she was attacked by the dog next door.
And what type of dog was that?
A white German Shepherd. We love the dog next door, but she's aggressive, so we have to be very, very careful with our dogs too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but Abby doesn't seem afraid.
No.
No, she does
She's
not
very
have any
social
lasting.
creature,
And
yes.
kissing Tigger,
Yes.
No, she
like,
loves other dogs. So
Huge.
she's
Well,
fine.
and as I tell everybody, I now know why the Queen of England has corgis, and she has a herd of them. I had never been around a corgi till Abby came into our life. And she's smart, she's a little clown, she's social, and as Denise says, she wants to herd the deer that Denise...
Yes, definitely. I was worried. I have deer in my backyard. And Abby just came right up to the fence. The first day she charged, and they were a little Larry. And then after they got used to her, I saw them, caught them about 3 days later, nose to nose between the chain link fence. So they've become her best friends. She gets a little nervous when they run around. She wants to herd them and keep them in line. But other than that, she's fantastic. She really likes them, and they like her.
Very friendly.
Yes.
How do you screen people to decide if they're the right family?
We do have a formal application, and we ask for references. We do a home visit, and we talk to their vet. We definitely would like get a vet reference too.
Yeah, we
Is-
want to make sure that they're not going from a bad situation to another bad situation. We want to make sure it's a good fit for the dog and the people, because it's important that they both have, you know, are happy, and the animals are safe in a good environment. And frankly, a lot of it goes by your gut. You can kind of you feel, you get a feel for whether people are animal people or not, and whether they're going to take care of them. Like when I met Denise, there was no doubt in my mind. I mean, none whatsoever.
Match
Well,
made
with
in
Denise's
heaven.
personality, and I'm
Yes.
sure
Yeah, it shows.
it's now in Abby.
It
Oh
shows.
yeah,
Yes.
definitely,
Absolutely
definitely.
shows.
We also make sure that it's in our contract when we do adopt a dog out or a cat out, that we will take the animal back if there is a problem, or further down the road.
Okay.
If there's any issues that we can help out, we will take them back.
So there's no time limit.
Correct.
No, and I'd like to do a commercial for Tigger. He needs a home, and we would love to place him in a good environment, preferably a fenced-in yard, because he's used to running. Because where he came from, he lived on a farm, and he's fine on a leash. But if he had a fenced-in yard where he could run and play, that would be ideal, and he'd make a great companion for someone.
So we're tracking Lucky Dogs, and we are on the internet. We are. You can Facebook us at Tracking Lucky Dogs, or we're also on Adopt a Pet.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to hear more about Tigger and Abby. So come on back.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
That's okay. What's up?
Oh, I had to take my grandfather to the hospital today. I mean, he's fallen down like 3 times this week.
Well, do you guys know what's causing the problem?
No, he's active, he takes all of his medications. He's only 65. I mean, he goes to parties, he's very social.
Well, at these parties, is he drinking alcohol?
Yeah, he drinks maybe 1, 2, 3 cans of beer.
And how often does he go to these parties?
Once or twice a week.
That's it.
What's it?
See, adults over 65 face a variety of problems when drinking alcohol, especially if they take certain medications or they have health problems.
And if they consume more than 3 drinks in one day, or more than 7 in a week, then that's considered very harmful.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I make a card real quick?
Of
Yeah,
course,
go ahead.
Thank you.
For more information, visit www.vian-foundation.org or call 330-225-4242.
You're watching The Bat.
Hi, I'm Ed Zachary with Medina County Veterans Service Office. And if you're a veteran and you're in a crisis, or worse yet, contemplating suicide, I want you to pick up the phone and call the Veterans Crisis Line at 1-800-273-8255. Do it now.
Welcome back to Golden Years, and we have Abby with us and Tigger. And Abby belongs to Miss Denise. So I want to know, what happiness has Abby brought into your home, Denise?
Oh, I can't even explain. I mean, she is just a joy. You know, when you lose a pet, you just feel so upset, because to me, they're not pets, they're family. They're 4-legged children. And I just was too afraid too soon. I didn't want to be disloyal to the other baby. And when she came into my life, she just has brought so much joy, and you forget that. You forget those wet kisses in the morning. You forget, you know, wanting to be play with. She's really intelligent, as Pam had said. When I fall asleep in my recliner, she will sit and she'll hit my hand. I'm like, first time she did, I'm like, Abby, what are you doing? She wanted to go outside. She needed to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh my gosh, what an intelligent child. So she's just been a joy, and I love her so much. We do as much as we can together. I can't say the word BYE loud because she just runs for the car. She just loves to go. Loves to stick her head out the window, and just loves. Just a sweetie. We have a lot of fun through the drive-through windows too. She's learned what those are, but we go to the bank, and she'll be there, and the woman will give her a dry bone, and she's waiting for a hamburger. And I'm like, Abby, next drive-through window, I promise.
Oh, how neat! And that is neat that they do that for the dogs.
Yes, really. She's just a delight. I love her so much. Love her.
And she looks like she's a fairly happy dog.
I think so. I do. Yes.
And you're spoiling her, so.
As it should be. Yes. Yes.
Well, as a matter of fact, I ran into Denise one day at PetSmart, probably, I don't know, a month after she got Abby, and she was looking for different kinds of food. The good stuff for Abby because yeah, she has a little bit of an allergy on one of her legs, and she thought maybe she has a wheat allergy or something like that. And so I said, wow, it couldn't be any better than that. She's concerned about her diet.
And she also has her own little pool. She's not the fondest of water, but I sit in it, and then she comes, and then she'll join me. And she also has her own little cot for outside, so that she doesn't have to lay on the ground, and she has steps, so she doesn't have to hurt herself climbing up in the bed.
Dave and Pam, what do you want to leave with my viewers about fostering Tigger? Like the pros and cons, or how do you want them to pick up that phone today and call you guys?
Well, there's rescue is kind of three-pronged. It's rescue, it's foster, and if you can't foster or adopt, my suggestion is donate. There are a lot of independent groups. They are people who are working out of their homes. So the money that supports the groups comes from donations and adoption fees. It's a wonderful. People ask me all the time, well, how can you foster and then give the animal up? And we had Abby, I would say close to 6 months. But when you find Denise, it brings it full circle. And the previous owner who passed, her sister-in-law, I keep in touch with her because she still is very concerned about the dogs. And she told me the other day that we took a situation that was really bad and turned it into a Disney movie. So that's what it's all about.
It's warm and fuzzy.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
The first time we had puppies. We had a dog that was brought to us that people moved. They left her tied to a tree, and she had puppies tied to a tree. So the neighbors took her in. Make a long story short, we ended up with her and the puppies, and that was our first experience with puppies and watching them grow and taking care of them. And the first time one of them was adopted, one of the other people in the group said, "How do you feel about this?" And I said, it's mixed emotions because you can't help but get attached to them. But if you know they're going to a good home and you can't possibly keep all of them, then that's what it's all about. And this is the proof here with, you make a match with a master and a pet, and as Denise said, a family member. That makes you feel good, and that's why you keep coming back and doing it again.
And in your mind, when you get a good home for one of the dogs, someone's going to be knocking at your door, probably in a matter of days or weeks.
You hope.
Yes.
Yes.
There are just so many people that abuse animals, and that's just so sad.
Yeah.
Well, the pounds are full.
Yeah.
And it's so we do our best to keep the supply moving so that we can eventually get them to a really good home.
And in your case too, it's not always abuse; it's a situation that the declining homeowners.
It's
Right.
and we're
you're
finding that
changed.
more and more.
Well, because of the business you're in, we have an aging population, and a lot of people have pets, and sometimes they don't think about what's going to happen if I can't take care of it anymore. And sometimes the families, unfortunately, don't want anything to do with them, and so they get dumped.
Yep.
And a lot of female seniors have the cats.
Yes.
Yep.
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 I go into houses and it's amazing how they're running around.
Yep.
Well, but once I come in, they hide.
Sure.
Right.
But they just say that's, you know, the easiest companion.
Yep.
You know, they don't have to worry about letting the dog, you know, the cat out, the dog you have to.
Right.
Well, the very first senior cat we took in, Blackie,
Mm-hmm.
he was 12 years old, and he lived to be 22.
Wow.
So, you know, there's a lot of people don't want to put, you know, they think, oh, soon they'll be ill or soon they will pass away. Well, he proved to be, he was wonderful. He, and we had a cat room built specially for him, and one day we just walked in and he had passed overnight. So he was never really ill. He was a great cat. So he's makes it worthwhile.
That's good. You guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I could
Appreciate
just
that.
hearing it in your voices that you are animal lovers. So that's awesome. And Tigger, I hope you find a home real soon. I'd love to take you home, but 100 pounds, man, you're huge.
Our
he's-
vet says the same thing. He adores him. He said if I had room, he'd be home with me. When we take Tigger in, Dr.
Beautiful.
Crane likes to he gets right down on the floor.
Now
with him.
that's a bet.
Yep.
He loves him. So
Yep.
he's a great dog.
Well, thank you for joining us this month on Golden Years.
Thank you.
And good luck in your field.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Lori.
Thank you for doing
Thank you,
this.
Denise.
Thank you for inviting us. We appreciate it.
And Denise, thank you for sharing Abby with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to do it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Golden Years this month. So we will see you next month.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.